Hi, friends. We are here and we are live. This is Ariana Davis, digital director for Oprah Magazine, and I am so excited for today's live. So excited for y'all to join us yet again. We have a super special guest today. I cannot wait to chat with her. Whoops, I just accidentally turned y'all around on me. All right, so I can't wait for you guys to see today's special guest, Ashley Graham. If you were watching yesterday, I was chatting a bit with Jeannie Mai, who is a co-host on The Real, who's done so many amazing things. She's also the host of Hello Honey. She was so great. And while we were watching, we had a special guest, Ashley Graham, who was tuned in, and she is now joining us today as our latest checking in. She is here. She is on time. Let me just say, I love a special guest who is on time. I know Ashley is social distancing with her baby. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How's it going? Good. How
Good.
are you? I love this lip situation.
Thank you, darling. You know, I put on a full beat for you. I slicked the hair back. I'm still in my sweats.
I love it.
Sneakers, but it's all about the full beat.
I put a bra on for you, so let me just say,
This, I have to say, I'm usually like a no bra girl around the house, but my boobs leak too much. Like it doesn't,
wow.
like all of a sudden I'll feel something wet on my leg and I'll look down and it's my boob leaking on me.
Okay, I don't know about those problems, but I do know about the bra. I know about the bra problems.
Yeah.
So we've been doing these checking ins with some of our favorite people in the O world, and you are one of our faves. You recently co-hosted. If anyone has not seen the Never Have I Ever with Oprah
Gosh.
and Gail and Ashley Graham, it's like one of my favorite things ever in life. I know I'm
Man.
biased, but it was
That
so
was
good.
so much fun. I mean, first of all, it was such a like, oh my God moment for me to be able to sit in between Gail and Oprah and ask them questions if they've ever done something naughty or not. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's so much fun.
Oh, yes. Please, everyone, Google it. It's on our YouTube. It's on oprahmag.com. Please watch. But
Yes,
okay,
thanks
so
for having
tell
me.
me, first of all, where are you in the world right now? What is your current social distancing / quarantine situation?
So I am in Nebraska at my mom's house, and I'm actually in the house that I grew up in. About a month ago, which I can't believe I'm saying a month now, my husband, my baby who's 3 months old now, Isaac, and my mom all drove from New York to Nebraska. We didn't stop. It was 20 hours.
Oh, Lord,
And
the
I
baby.
know. I mean, obviously, we stopped to feed Isaac and to pee, but that was it. Like, we had a lamb roast in the car with us, and we made lamb roast sandwiches in the car. Like, we didn't even stop to eat because we didn't know what was going to happen in New York, and we wanted to be in a space where we had space and there was outside accessibility and being in New York, we were just in a 2-bedroom place and we were like, oh, we don't know how we're going to do this. So thankfully, and thank God for my mom that she had this house we could go to.
Wow, that's so nice. And I'm sure you can actually go outside and get a little fresh air. Here in New York, it's like
Yes,
so weird and eerie. And I feel like just like
I
walking by
know.
people on the sidewalk, you're just like, oh.
You're like, don't get too close. I
Yeah.
know. I check in with my best friend Rachel every day, and she lives in downtown Brooklyn, and she lives in Dumbo actually. So she's right by the bridge, and she takes a walk on the bridge every day. She wears her mask, she wears her gloves, but she still says it's very strange. It just feels weird to be outside.
So you obviously are kind of on maternity leave, but I imagine this is not the type of maternity leave you imagine. What has been some of the highs and lows of this time period for you?
Well, definitely a high is that I'm getting maternity leave.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this much time, and I really wanted 3 to 4 months off, and I knew that that would be a luxury. And as we were approaching the 2 month mark, work started getting a little bit busier, and then we left, and here I am, and I'm still working. But another high is that I'm first of all I have a job, and I'm able to work from home. And in between lives and Zoom meetings and things like that, I can feed Isaac, I can kiss Isaac, and I have my mom here. And as far as the low goes, I really haven't, I'm not really dwelling on the lows. And if there are any, I haven't really let them affect me, because we've just taken this as a new normal for us. Whether it's a month, 2 months, 3 months that we're going to be in Nebraska, this is just a stage that we're in that we are trying to enjoy and also, you know, be safe and do our part in everything that we can.
Yes, that's a good attitude. I think that, you know, it's especially for so many of us who are just like, you know, by ourselves. So many people are alone right now or are
Yes.
just like struggling. So I think, you know, trying to just realize this is the new normal, at least for right now, and then
It's just
going
a
from there.
stage. I was telling
Exactly.
one of my friends who doesn't have a baby, I was like, this is just like a trimester. She goes, everything's like a baby with you now. I'm like, well, I just popped one out.
You did.
But it is true. Like, I feel like if you just look at this as just a stage in life, and yes, things are going to be different when we get out of it, and we have to think a little bit differently now, you know, and how we're going to go back into the world. But if you just think positively and know that fear is not the answer.
It is not. It's so funny. I keep seeing all these memes that are like, are there going to be more coronavirus babies or divorces after this period? Because everyone's just like with their partner. What's your prediction based on your time with Justin? Could you see there being more like coronavirus babies or divorces?
You know what? I think a little bit of both. We're in that phase of, oh gosh, I could get pregnant. You know, like the myth of if you're breastfeeding, you can't get pregnant. No, we know we can. So
Yeah.
we're being very careful. Um,
Yes. Wrap it up, girl. Wrap it
yes,
up.
yes, we're wrapped. We ain't just pulling and praying anymore. So, we I don't know. I think that there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a full on mix. I've already heard down the grapevine. I have one friend who wishes she wouldn't be quarantining with the guy she's quarantining with, and
Ooh.
I have another friend who is having the time of her life with her partner. So I don't know. I really feel like it's going to be 50-50.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I think some people, like I have a friend, my friend Serena, who's watching. She's like your biggest fan.
Hi,
She is quarantining.
Serena.
She's like quarantining with her man right now. They all had only been together for like a month, and then they're just now like they just
A
went for it.
month?
So I'm like, I know. I'm like, good for you. I know. Like, but
That
they're
is a
loving it.
commitment. That's more
That
of a
is
commitment than moving in with each other.
right. That's like you just now like you're in this relationship for real, for real. So
Seriously, seriously.
yeah, for real. So what's keeping you, do you have time to binge watch anything right now with Isaac, and like are you watching anything that's keeping you
So
uplifted?
last night I caught up on Insecure, so it's just the one
Oh
episode,
my,
and
the first
thank God
episode.
Insecure is back. Thank God.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yes. Um, and yesterday I watched Don't Fuck with Cats.
I keep hearing about that, but the title, I'm just like, do I really want
Okay.
to watch it?
So look, I love animals. I had a dog growing up. I had probably 12 different cats growing up because my mom is a cat person. I don't have any animals now because I just don't have time to take care of them. But the thing is, if you even just like animals, like this much, just like them, this documentary will get to you. Like you might tear up at one point. And it's really well done. It's also like, it just goes to show how we're going into this day and age of like tech, and like you may never meet somebody on the other side of the camera or Facebook or laptop, whatever. So it's interesting, and it's just like intertwined. It's really bizarre. And I'm glad that these people made this documentary.
I mean, that sounds like a little bit less crazy than Tiger King, so I might have to watch that. I might have to
Now
watch
I did watch Tiger King because not everybody watched Tiger King, and
right.
that was also another animal show. My
Right?
gosh.
There's like so many of them. Okay,
Yes.
someone in the comments is asking, what is your lip color? I also
Oh
want to know.
gosh. It's definitely Revlon. You know what? I'll post it after this. I'll post it
Okay.
because I have to go
Yeah.
down and check. Because I
Because
wear all the Revlon colors, but this one's a good one.
yes, that's a perfect. I might steal that for the Zoom for my Zoom calls. You know, you gotta
Okay.
have like a little
Okay. But the trick is you just overline your lips just a little bit. Can you see
Mm.
that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
see?
see the. Yep.
Makes that upper lip a little bit bigger.
Yes, you got the nice plump situation. I saw that you've been doing the live workouts with Angela Davis.
Yes,
So
every
how
Friday. So Angela and I decided that we're going to do every Friday cardio for 15 minutes at 10 a.m. Central. And the first one I did 2 weeks ago, I almost died. I will put it out there. If you don't do cardio, just don't put pressure on yourself because it is tough. But if you do cardio, it's going to be a great start to whatever the rest of your workout is for the rest of the day.
I'm gonna try this because here, I mean, in New York, we're supposed to be wearing masks now. So now I'm like, I was
Yeah.
running, but now I'm like, I don't know if I want to be running with a mask on. That just seems like really complicated. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna try some I need some at-home workouts.
Well, that's like what the trainers or like, you know, the guys who are training, like they wear that, but you don't need to do that. That's a lot. I think you'll like it. And honestly, you just need to be in front of the camera. You don't need anything. So little secret between you and I, we actually incorporate weights because I told her I can't keep up for 15 minutes.
Oh, so you're like, okay, so now we need to wait. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So you're like, I can't, this is too much cardio. I need to do like,
yeah, I was like, can we just like do a little like it's like a sneaky break.
I love that. So today is, well, actually this week is the 20th anniversary of the Oprah magazine. Fun fact, we just turned 20. It's our birthday.
Happy birthday, Oprah magazine.
Do you remember, when was the first time you met Oprah? Was it at her Never Have I Ever?
No, the first time I met Oprah was at the movie premiere that she did, the movie she did with Mindy and Reese.
A Wrinkle in Time.
Thank you, A Wrinkle in
Yes.
Time. And I had already had a relationship with Gail. And so when I saw her, I love Gail. She's love. So when I saw her and I pulled her aside, I was like, Gail, I know Oprah's coming. And I need you to put me in front of Oprah. Like it has to happen. So she's like, okay, girl, I got you. So Oprah comes in and she walks in and I'm like, hi, like, you know, like freaking out. Like I should have been a lot chiller. And she's like, hi, you know, saying hi to everybody. Hi. And then I go and I'm like, come on, Gail, like I need my photo. So Gail goes over to Oprah and says something to her, like very, like Gail puts her back to me and says something very direct to Oprah, almost like how I would say, like my best friend and I would talk to each other, like if she was asking me for a favor. And I know Gail was like, hey, look, I need you to do me a favor. Like this is my friend. Like, please. Yeah, she's a little crazy. She just wants a photo. Please give her a photo, Oprah. So then Gail walks away and Oprah's on the, like, in the backdrop with the backdrop behind her. And she goes, and I was like, oh, and we held hands and she put my hand around her waist and we took photos and then I did an Instagram about it. And I was like, I just met Oprah. Cause who doesn't do an Instagram about after they just meet Oprah?
Right, like you absolutely have to. You have to do any Oprah moment. It's like you have to.
Yes.
There's no question about it.
Yes.
It's a pretty big deal. I'm obsessed with podcasts, all the videos. I watch every episode.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
So we were talking earlier on my team, and someone on my team, Elena, was asking. She was like, "How is Ashley such a great interviewer?" Ask her like, "What is her secret?" And I agree. I feel like every interview, I'm like, she is so. So what's your like? How do you prep for your conversations with some of these interesting people?
Well, everybody I have on Pretty Big Deal is people that I'm interested in. So the first thing when you're interviewing something is like, what is that first interest? And that's kind of what I go off of. And obviously I want people to get to know the people that I'm interviewing. So I do a little bit of backstory, a little back history. But for me, it's really just about having a conversation and really getting something that is tangible out of the conversation for everybody else who's listening. Because, I get the privilege of being able to have this conversation and maybe some things get edited out or maybe there's a side conversation, but I want everybody to be able to take something away and learn and grow. And that's why I started Pretty Big Deal.
Who would be your dream guest that you have not? Because you've had some amazing guests already so far. Is there someone where you're like, I need this person on the podcast?
Oh, I mean, I would love to have Oprah. I've had Gail now.
Yes. Your interview with Gail was like one of my favorites. It was so good.
I mean, just to know that she would maybe get on a stripper pole, like maybe, like I love that.
She would consider.
Yes.
Yes.
I really would love to talk to the Jennifers, Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Aniston.
J-Lo stan over here, so I'm all for that.
I mean,
J-Lo, please do it.
Seriously. And I even asked her, I was at her last concert in Vegas. And I sat next to her and I just I didn't just sit next to her. Like I kind of like made my way through security and sat next to her and was like, "Hi, I have a podcast. I'm Ashley Graham. It's so nice to meet you. Would you please be on it?" And she just was like, so I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
"That's a
Well,
slow yes."
now is the time because we're all quarantined. We're all home.
Yes, exactly.
Are you doing new episodes right now?
I am figuring out how I want to film Pretty Big Deal from my mom's house in Nebraska. And I feel like it's going to be super easy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually shooting something tomorrow, and I already have a light set up. You
Wow.
see that cow there? That's how you
Yeah,
know you're in
that's
Nebraska.
Nebraska. That is
Yes.
peak Nebraska right there. That's so, I mean, even here at Oprah Mag, we're like, I think everyone right now is figuring out how to like creative ways to like put content out. Like, what can we be doing? Doing these conversations on Instagram Live. Like, I think that's one of the small like positives that's come out of the situation is like now we're like, okay, how do we do a whole podcast from my house in Nebraska?
And we're all figuring it out together. What I really like about this time and that feels really special is that everybody's growing and learning together. And they're sharing their thoughts, they're sharing their growth, and it really does feel like we're in this together and that you're not alone.
So speaking of getting creative, I am so over my kitchen right now. I'm like, what else can I make for myself? Like what's like your quarantine meal situation? Do you have any go-tos, any tricks, tips?
So this is what I told Justin before we got married. I said, Justin, I am almost the perfect woman. I just don't cook or clean.
Ooh, cook or clean. Ooh, she said cook or clean, either one.
So with that, my mom is an excellent cook. And she has been making all kinds of fancy schmancy things. Like she made a lamb roast sandwich with some like caramelized onions on top. I know she gets real fancy. We love lamb. Justin made a lamb stew the other night. There was an almond cake with like a hint of orange made. I'm like the girl that's like, I can chop the salad and I know how to pour the wine.
Right, I'm like the wine part I have down to a T. That is like I'm good at that part.
Yes. So are you taking advantage of all of the places that were not delivering food in New York that are delivering food now?
So I am. So there is one pizza place in my neighborhood. It's actually called Slice in Queens. I know. I saw the other day Fabulous the rapper posted about them because they've been delivering pizzas to like the hospitals in the area. So they have been like really stepping up. And I live in Queens. And then there's also a Mexican place by me that's doing frozen margaritas. So a couple days a week, I go to the little like walk-in window and I get my little frozen margarita and I take a little walk and then I come home. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, that is like the one situation.
There was Sweet Green is actually giving bowls and salads to doctors and nurses in any hospital. So if you actually write them, and tell them which what your name is and which hospital you're at, they will send you free meals.
I love that. I love that. Wait, so where's Isaac now? Is he napping? Is he like in?
So there's his little bouncer. Can you see that?
Yes.
He's only 3 months, so he doesn't really fit in it. He just kind of.
I was gonna say, is he like old enough, or he's just like?
He's not old enough. He sits in there and he's like, now what? He's my mom. My mom is a godsend. She's really helped me so much. So she took him out for a walk right now because these kids, they need fresh air.
Yeah, he definitely needs. What's your favorite part of being a mom so far in your first 3 months?
The best part for me right now that I'm enjoying, because it's just been 3 months and I feel like there's already been 3 different stages. But when we wake up and he starts waking up and I see him and he's just smiling. He's just like, and he goes, good. And I'm just like, oh my God.
My ovaries.
I know. And I look at him and I think, I can't believe I made you. I can't believe we made you. And I still am saying that, and I probably will say that until he's like out of the house and grown. But it's an unbelievable experience to be able to look at someone that literally came out of you. It's amazing. Wow.
Maybe after this pandemic, I'll think about it. I think a couple years from now.
Now I will say, when I met Isaac, when I
met him, when he came out of my body, when he was birthed out of my body,
it's like this overwhelming love that you always hear about. But the thing that I didn't hear about as much as is the responsibility. And it's the biggest love and biggest responsibility you will ever meet in your life. So if you decide to do it, just make sure you're ready to do it. That's the only thing I have to say.
You gotta be ready. Okay, before I
Mm-hmm.
let you go, two questions. One was, how are you keeping in touch with your girlfriends? Are you doing like virtual? Like, how are you? Especially, I
House
feel like you're having
parties.
a baby. Everyone wants to see the baby, probably.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm on the screen 24/7 now, more than ever, right? But that's
Yeah.
okay because I get it. I have a baby. But yeah, we're doing house parties, we're doing brunches, this actual coming Saturday, my sister-in-law and both my sister-in-laws I'm having brunch with. So, and they both and
Cute
one has a baby.
brunch.
Yes.
I love
And that's
it.
what we're calling it. It's in the calendar as brunch.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
we're just making sure that we're scheduling time to see everybody so it doesn't feel like we're losing connections.
I love that. Well, before we go, I've been thinking a lot about, I think it's great that we're seeing on Instagram, people are making banana bread and they're having like Zoom parties. But I feel like there's also a lot of people who are home who are lonely or who are,
Mm-hmm.
anxious and dealing with so much right now. So
Mm-hmm.
any parting words for anyone who is struggling right now or who kind of needs a little bit of uplifting?
Yes, and the people who I'm talking to, I have friends that are listening that are alone and they're a little sad.
Yeah.
Please take care of yourself mentally. It is so important. Read, listen to something positive. Don't just have the news on. Don't just be flipping through Instagram all day long. I had to turn the TV off and I've given myself limited time on social media. And try to go outside for a walk. I know you have to wear a mask. I know that you have to put on gloves. I know that it can be scary to be around people that you feel like could, make you sick if you are older, if your immune is compromised. But just try, because getting outside and moving your body and doing something active is so good for you. And I am specifically talking to you. You know who I am. I have a friend that I've been trying to get out of the house for the last 3 weeks, and she will not get out of the house. So,
Just for like
and
a
she's,
little bit of air, like that,
yes,
that makes such a big difference.
yes, yes. Take
Definitely
care of
does.
yourself. You are the most important person right now, especially if you're home alone quarantining.
100%. And also, people can binge listen to Pretty
Yes,
Big Deal.
yes. Plug Pretty Big
That's,
Deal for me, girl. Yes.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
no,
another
pretty big
positive
deal.
thing. Yes, I love
Thank
it. Well,
you.
Ashley, you are one of our favorite people in the world. Thank you
Aw,
so much for joining me today.
of course.
And all of the love to Isaac and to Justin and your
Thank
mom.
you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
of course. Stay safe, stay healthy and safe.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. For
Bye.
more of these, follow us at Oprah Magazine. Bye, y'all.